The Sneezle Sprite. Who is the Sneezle Sprite? The Sneezle Sprite is a tiny little fellow. He has wobbly legs, a wrinkled face, and a bright red nose. He wears a black cloak with a big floppy hood. The hood is so big and floppy that the Sneezle Sprite often pulls it down over his head, so only his shiny red nose peeks out, glowing like a ripe tomato. Where does the Sneezle Sprite live? And the Sneezle Sprite loves to hide in damp gutters, high up on the rooftops. And from there, he peeks down at the streets below. And his face might be small, but his eyes are as sharp as an eagle's. When it rains and the streets are full of mud and puddles, the mischievous children splash around until their feet get all wet. And that's when the Sneezle Sprite quickly climbs down the gutter and gives their noses a tiny, almost invisible pinch. And the next day, all the children have a cold. Achoo! They sneeze one after another, or achoo! And some might sneeze like achoo! Or even achoo! Achoo! But this isn't funny at all, because having a cold means constantly blowing your nose, and you're not allowed to play with the other children. And sometimes you have to stay in bed all day, and that's very, very boring. And the Sneezle Sprite also checks to see if the children are nicely tucked in their beds at night, especially in winter. So be careful of the Sneezle Sprite, and if you're playing outside and start to feel cold, run around quickly to warm up. And the Sneezle Sprite might be watching, but his legs are so short and wobbly that he can never catch a child who runs fast. So remember, if you stay warm and snug, the Sneezle Sprite won't be able to make you sneeze.